Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are continuing in 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 10 through 18. Some people in the church still refused to accept Paul's correction. They said his letters were demanding and forceful, but in person he seemed weak. Paul reminds them that it was he and his ministry companions who first brought the gospel to Corinth. And their faith had been built because of that work. The false teachers were boasting about themselves and comparing themselves to each other. Paul strongly criticizes this, and he tells us that we should aim to reach God's standard instead of trying to one-up one another. Comparing ourselves to others might make us feel a little better than the next person, but it opens the perfect door for pride to settle into our hearts. Instead, we should measure ourselves against God's standard. That's the only way that we stay reminded of how dependent we are on Him when we share the gospel with others. Wanting some recognition for what we are doing for the Lord feels normal, but it's deeply dangerous. It will most likely lead us straight into pride. So Paul reminds us to only boast in the Lord. The only acknowledgement we really need is the one that will come from Him one day, when He says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." This connects right to Galatians 1 verse 10, where Paul asks, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Friends, we have to decide whose approval matters the most. When we live for the Lord's approval instead of people's, we stay free from the trap of comparison and pride. Let's be careful not to get caught up in boasting about ourselves or comparing our ministry to someone else's. Let's keep our eyes on God's standard and remember how much we need Him every step of the way. If you missed yesterday's message on the first part of this chapter, I really encourage you to go back and watch it. These truths will build on each other. God willing, I'll see you in the next one. And until then, remember, you are deeply, deeply loved. Shalom. Shalom.